First of all, I want to give this to the Holy Spirit. May everyone who have ears hear. May everyone who have eyes see. May everyone in this room be blessed today with the transformation that we are going to talk about, with the techniques that it takes to be consistent with the lifestyle that we are shooting for at this very moment. And that I might get excited when I get filled with the Holy Spirit and I start talking about recovery. Because when I start talking about recovery, folks, I get excited because that's what it took in my life. I've always wanted to be that voice. I always thought I had a voice that needed to be heard, people need to hear what I had to say. I just didn't know it was going to take my addiction, kicking my addictions to do that. I didn't know I was going to have to spend a year and something in active recovery to be this man that I am today. And today, I'm bringing a message. Today, I'm bringing hope to your front door from Columbus, Ohio. I'm bringing transformation. I'm bringing hope of getting these goals and dreams that you could only dream of. That you're like, that means that's someone else. Real quick, hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. Hey, Ziri, set a timer for 1 hour. Not being afraid to mess up. Being able to pivot when something like happens. It needs to be taken care of. You don't sweat it. Your nerves don't get crazy. Your anxiety don't get its own Facebook page. Come on now. Who in here is ready to transform their lives? Let me see a show of hands. Now, every one of those hands ought to be raising up because this is the place to do it. This is where I started 1.5 years ago, was in this same town. Let's go. I see every one of you. I'm going to share today my personal journey of where I started, what it took for me to get to where I'm at now and everything in between. And I'm a firm believer, every one of us has war stories. Every one of us could talk for days about the stupid stuff that we used to do. Thank you, Spirit. But I'm a firm believer that what you've done in the past does not make who you are now. What you've done in the past does not determine your future. What you've done in the past determines on what kind of character you got. Are you the guy that was just like the occasional, go out there and get some? No one knew about it? Or are you like me? You slept behind the McDonald's and ate out of trash cans. No one trusted you. You didn't have a single person to call because you were so bad. Delusional. Telling yourself you're all right. But really, folks, I was not all right. My name is Michael Lee, and I have 1.5 years clean and sober. Come on now, let's go. Like I said, I'm not going to touch base too long on where I've been because I'm sure we all share a lot of the same stories. And I want to focus today, I want to spend 45 minutes of my time and tell you how to get where I'm at, how to get these dreams you got. You want to open up an automotive repair shop? You want to be a beautician? You want to be a motivational speaker? You want to travel the country and help other addicts? Well, you're in the right room and you're hearing the right words because you're looking at living proof of it. 1.5 years old, my dad owed a debt, and it was a big number. My mother had just passed away, and Dad was in an outlaw gang. Rules are different back then. He really didn't have time as a lifestyle to be a father, so he traded me off for his debt. And the guy who bought me knocked off his debt and gave him a car to get out of town. I'm guessing he done something bad, something like that. And that was 1.5 years. But fortunately, that was the very first time that God stepped into my life and said, son, no matter what, I'm here with you. And the family that bought me was the best family I could have asked for. They actually grew up during the flood in 1932 in Lucasville here. My mama was from Piketon, Papa from Lucasville. Papa drove railroad nails from Louisville, Kentucky, all the way to Columbus. Got a job, house, sent for the family. Great family. No kids. I was the only kid. My mom was a shit show wreck at the age of 17, hanging with the outlaws. That's how I got found. She found me with roaches crawling on me, mice crawling on my kid. I'm 1.5 years old. This is beyond my memories. My first memory is at 3. She gets me out of there. And man, I couldn't ask for a better childhood. And sometimes, folks, there's definitely no show of hands on this. But when you go through some things in life as a child, you think it's your fault. You think Oh, what did I do wrong? Does that make me different? And at 6, I was sexually molested by my mother's boyfriend. And it took a long time for me to be able to talk about that. Actually, it took me in my 20s, from 6 to like 24, but it was something I endured. I didn't know what that was going to lead to later on in my life. So fast forward at 14, I come home from middle school. Mom's sitting at the kitchen table, crying her eyes out. I'm like, Mom, what is wrong? I got something to tell you. I'm like, what can it be that bad? What, is my dirt bike got stolen? What's going on? Is four-wheeler gone? What's going on, Mom? I'm not your mother. What? I'm not your mother. Your dad actually sold you. And she repeated to tell me the entire story of my past, my mom dying. My original mom is Kathy Salters. My name was Salters. I had gone by a different name my entire childhood. It's a wonder no one got in trouble, man. I'm serious. But it was like one of those things to where we had to go to court. I had to say, yes, I want to keep my name Bender. I've been a Bender my whole life, and I plan on staying a Bender. And that's the way it was. But gosh darn, just like a tsunami, man. It starts out as one little wave. I had no idea what the fuck was coming my way. There's one. I swore I wasn't going to say the F word the whole time. Anyway, man, I lost all my self-identity. I went from being a 14-year-old kid who just loved riding dirt bikes, loved wrestling, loved getting to know girls, being a kid, to not knowing who I was, not believing what anyone said, to having these weird-ass freaking emotions going through me that I had no idea how to handle. I was just a kid. Man, I know I'm not the only one in here who has had trauma as a kid. And when that happens, my God, I'll say it as clear and as bold as I am here standing in front of everybody in this room. If I had to go through what I did again at 6 to help someone else, I'd do it all over again. If I had to go through all my addictions, all my crack addict, ridiculous behavior, I would do it all over again to save another person's life. If I change one person's life in here today, you know what I've done? I've done my job. But I think there's going to be more than one. I think there's more than one person in here who's had enough. I think there's more than one person in here who is tired of the same old, coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. There is a stop to this vicious cycle. And it's called a burning, flipping desire. Enough. You got to say, you know what? I have had enough. I'm tired of not having a home to go to. I'm tired of having to worry. I have to sleep with one eye open behind the gas station because another homeless guy might come by and steal everything that I got. And that little satchel of stuff that I got is everything in the world to me because it's all I got. I've had many God moments. I've lived all across this country. I've lived in Myrtle Beach. I went to Nashville, recorded 2 singles. Homeless in Nashville, recorded 2 singles. Determination. Addicts have more determination than anybody I've ever met in my life. Grant Cardone said he's one of these big multi-billionaire, ex-addict billionaire. He's just like us. He said addicts are the strongest people on earth. If you want something done and you want it done out of this world, get a recovered addict to do it. Why? Because we will get something at all costs. That DNA, that gene in us that makes us different from the normies is drive. It's drive like no truck out here has underneath their hood. It's drive that don't say no, that don't quit. Drive. And that's what we're going to unleash today. We're going to unlock possibilities. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to show you personally through my stories. And by the time you leave here today, you're going to be like, fuck, dude, it's time to buckle down. 1.5 years, bro, right here from another facility here in Portsmouth to right here, 1.5 years. I went from being a crackhead, homeless, distrustworthy to making 6 figures, international speaker. I travel the country. I travel the world. I'm a co-owner in a motivational speaking business. I sell roofs for Top Roofing and Windows. This is what I'm going to show you how I did it. Because you're like, damn, how'd you do that? I can't take any credit. And that's the first step, is you got to give your higher power all the credit. Because I tried it my way. And you know what I'm real good at is messing up. I'm real good at abandoning my life when some little thing happens and I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. See you later. And start over. Scratch. I've done that 5 times, had everything nice, get mad, and walk off from my life. Ridiculous behavior. Well, it took this final time when I had left, I had rode my bicycle and hiked from Tampa, Florida, all the way up the Panhandle, into Alabama, into Mississippi, to New Orleans. For no reason. Well, there was a reason. I was running from the crack house guy. And God's like, start walking and don't stop until I tell you to. And that's what I did, man. I spent outside alone in the swamps with the gators and the copperheads and the coyotes. But I knew that I had to escape where I was, or I was going to die. It was that simple. It was that freaking simple. So I go from Mississippi back to Ohio, Benton, Ohio, where is my origination of my heavy drug use. And you can probably guess what happens next. I follow right into the routines of smoking, selling everything you got, never being happy, until one day I'd really messed up. I'd gotten a bottle of Southern Comfort and drank it out of anger. The next thing I know, it's the next day. I'm waking up, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was January 2025. And it was when it was real cold, like 10 degrees, negative 10 degrees, freeze to death weather. Well, I'm out there in the field. And if someone hadn't have found me, I'd have froze to death. No idea how I got there. No idea what I did. And still to this day, I really don't. Because I woke up and I was just like, the hell is going on? And I'm start crying so bad. All my decisions are coming back to me. I'm looking at my life. I got nowhere to go. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? What am I going to do? I'm going to freeze to death out here, man. And I never tried to get cleaned up, really. I never gave it an honest effort. I never truly had that burning desire to change because I didn't think I had a problem, man. It was normal, the way I grew up, that you drank beer. That everything really, whether you celebrated or something bad happened to your life, it involved alcohol. So as long as I told myself, as long as I'm not smoking crack, I'm okay. That was the farthest thing from the freaking truth. So out of desperation, I pick up the phone. The only thing I had left was cell phone, I said. And I call another treatment center. And I'm like, hey, I want to come in. I need help. I was told to call you. They're like, you got insurance? Fuck no, I ain't got no insurance. I ain't got a freaking place to go, man. Here's a phone number. I need you to make this phone call. Tell them this, 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 and this, and then call me back with this number. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So I did that. Easy as pie. This is when God really stuck his hand in and was like, oh, are you serious this time? Well, if you're serious, I'll help you out. That day, I got into detox. They came and got me 2 hours away. I got a bed, and I'll never forget my first night in there. And I laid down, there's 50 beds everywhere, but that one little cot was my heaven. And I was like, man, this is nice. This is nice. I felt so free. I felt like that burden that I've been carrying around for all these years, someone didn't take it off my shoulders. They was just kind of like lifted the weight off a little bit. And I'm like, man, that feels different. But as anything, 3 days in, I get itchy. I'm done. Got to go over my withdrawals. I'm like, well, no, it was actually 7 days. I was getting itchy at 3, but 7. And I'm like, well, I think it's time for me to go. And they're like, whoa, pump the brakes there, Mr. Bender. Pump the brakes. I'm like, what? So I'm cool now. I'm just going to go out. I got to go work. I need to go make money. They're like, you do not need to go make money. You need to get yourself right. I'm like, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not smoking crack. I'm done drinking. They're like, no, you haven't fixed the problem. And the problem was something that you can't see. The problem was something I had under lock and freaking key. Lock and key. I didn't even know it was freaking there until I started going to classes, just like you are right now. And I figured out what impulse thinking was. I figured out what cognitive thinking was. I had unleashed all these past demons that have been haunting me the entire life of my existence. And I just didn't realize how much self-medication that I really was doing. So I stayed and I did a 90-day inpatient treatment. My first 2 weeks were horrible. I'm not sugarcoating shit. I'm going to tell you exactly how it was. I wanted to leave. The only reason I didn't leave is because I didn't have somewhere to go. If I would have left there, I would have been sleeping under the bridge. And you know what, man? I was tired of being homeless. I was tired of eating out of trash cans. I was tired of not having no money, not having nothing except my feet to get me around on. And, who knows? Lord could take all that away too. So I stayed because I had to. But then I was like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to treat this like prison. Because when I went to prison, I had to do a 2-year bit. Like I said, I'm not going back. I'm here to teach you how to get where I'm going. And it's going to take all the time we got to do that. I ain't worried about that pass. I had to do a 2-year bit. But when I got there, it was like, well, I'm here now. It's a new world. And I adjusted. I pivoted. I handled it. The same way with rehab. I'm like, okay, so I'm here. F it. Let's treat this like I did my addiction. And I dove in. I took so many notes that my counselor would print off the entire lesson sheet to me afterwards and be like, Bender, here, stop writing so much, dude. Here's the lesson. Because I knew I wanted to help people, but I needed to help myself first. And I had to give myself permission to be this self. Because the old me didn't think I was worthy. It didn't think that I deserved it. It thought I'd mess it up. It thought it was just for someone else. But I'm like, all right, let's start fixing me. So what about this? And what about this? And one of the biggest things that I found with me personally was that I had lost all my family, all my adopted family at 40 years old, which, just left me completely by myself. And the only regret that I ever had was that my family could see this me now. This me then, when I hadn't even hit 30 days sober. Dude, I remember what 30 days sober was like when I hit it, and I'm like, hey, yeah, man, excited. I mean, I told you I get recovered, I get excited. When I hit 30 days, I was like, man, it is on. And I love counting numbers, so I started counting, and I started getting better. Then I became the best of my class, getting client of the week. I didn't give a shit what anyone thought of me. I was there for me. I wasn't there for nothing else but for me. This thing's coming off again. I can feel it. And that's why I won. I mean, there's nothing wrong with finding love or anything, but I got a year and a half in. I still yet to get a girlfriend or anything like that because I am so consumed with all the success that I got going on. And remind you, I'm going to say this again. The only reason I'm telling you this is so you can do it too. But it all starts right here, right now. How serious are you taking this? Are you fed up? Have you finally had enough? Because that's only a question you and God can answer. And you can't lie to yourself or God. You can lie to everyone else. Those two, they're off the table. That was a great intro. Let's get to the good part. So I graduate. I stay 120 days, actually, is what it took for me to get a bed. Can I say it? Can I, Forward Health, can I say that? There's lovely centers all over the place. Everyone's got success stories. This is just my personal one. So I went up there and, man, day I got dropped off. Let me paint the picture for you. I get out, there's homeless people everywhere. There's crackheads. There's beer pong everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God. First thing I did was call up my buddy and I'm like, dude, I am scared. They dropped me off in the middle of the hood. There's nothing but beer pongs and freaking crackheads around here, man. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? He's like, relax, bro. And I went upstairs and I hid in my room. First time I ever had any privacy. Mind you, I had a roommate this entire time. First time I got a room to myself and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Didn't have no money. You gotta buy your own toilet paper. You gotta buy your own food. I had a food card, but I didn't have no money. So I had to figure out a way to go buy toilet paper. My first hour of being in sober living, I was flying a sign on Chittenden and 4th down in Columbus saying, just got out of rehab, need some money for toilet paper. I swear to you I did. Everyone's laughing going by. But I knew I needed to do it. And I knew I could fly a sign and make money because that's what I knew. I ended up making 20 bucks in like 5 minutes. I went back and that was the last time I ever flew a sign. Tried looking for a job. Now, mind you, you got classes, just like everyone knows, you got to go to your classes. But when you get to that level, you get free time to go get a job. And I'm trying to find a job that fits my schedule, fits my classes, and it's just really rough. Because not only did I think that being in recovery would help me get a job, I was the furthest thing from the truth. Unfortunately, when you tell somebody that you're in recovery and you go to apply for a position, man, unless it's some strand of awesome, unless they have been through it themselves, they don't look at you the same. And unfortunately, they do judge you. No matter how good you're doing, no matter how much of a burning desire you have, That's just the way the world is. That's why in reality, the only person you have is yourself. Yourself. I can't count on this person. I can't count on that person for my happiness. If I can't be happy with myself, then I got work to do. If I can't stay sober by myself, I got work to do. If I can't be around a bar or these crackheads, then I'm not ready to quit. And I was ready to quit. I'd had enough. I was damned if I was going to lose this freaking battle, man. Be damned if I was going back to that old way of life. I got my shot. I finally bugged enough people to where one family, I burnt every bridge I had. I swear, not one person would give me a chance until Joey. Everybody needs a Joey. And I didn't know that I needed a sponsor like that. In other words, it's like a sponsor. This guy would give me applause of a praise for doing something little, sweeping the floor. He'd be like, yeah, my dude. I see my dude over there doing a great job. That's what I needed. I needed the attaboys. I needed the, man, good job on 7 weeks. Good job on this. Good job on that. Everything was a celebration. Everything was praise. And he said, man, I need you to do a little bit of trim out here. It was just putting up like some crown molding, painting it, painting the room. Simple job, but it was my chance. And I knew it. I knew it. So I took that thing and I ran like Carl Lewis and I never looked back. Never looked back. It started off, the next opportunity was, you want to be project manager? I need you to sit in the truck and watch these guys work. Make sure they do what's right. You ain't got to do nothing. Just make sure the nails are picked up. They're installing the roofs right. Pays $1,000 a week salary. I'm like, nothing to this. Granted, this is in with 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, absolutely, Joey, absolutely. So that's what I do. And work's getting good. I'm talking to customers. I'm getting my feel. Next step, Joey's like, hey, you want to start selling roofs? You really make some good money. And when I'm talking about good money, I mean stupid money, collegiate money, selling roofs. I know more felons and ex-drug addicts that sell roofs than any other profession because there's so much money in it. These guys, as myself, are going from having nothing to having McLarens and Ferraris and whatever else they want because of our determination. Being an addict is a superpower. Recovery is a superpower. It is. If you can take that energy that we used to use when we were chasing drugs, when we were making bad decisions, and channel it into something good and positive that's for this world, dude, you will knock it out of the ballpark. I guarantee it. Every one of you set your mind to something, you will knock it out of the ballpark. I promise. It doesn't matter how you're feeling now because I've been where you're at. I know what it feels like to sit in those chairs and just think that shit's so far away, but it's not. Buckle down for a year and your life will transform into something you could only dream of. You might be saying to yourself, well, I ain't got a Joey Michael Bender. You do right now. I make it my personal obligation to everywhere I go, everyone I speak in front of, if you ain't got a Joey, if you ain't got a Joey, if you ain't got a Joey, I'm your Joey. My phone number's right on my flyers. You call me anytime. And I can see through bullshit because I've done it my whole life. And if I see that you're really trying and doing good, I will set you up to make more money than you ever could in your entire life. That's what Second Chance Summit is all about. We take people who are finished with the recovery process, say you done your time at the sober living house, and it's time to go. You gotta go pay, you gotta go. You've been here a year, insurance is done, you gotta go. That's where we come into play. Come on, we got a sober living house where it's no treatment, it's just a sober living house. $150 a week. We train you, put you out selling roofs, doing whatever for the roofing company. That's what we do. That's just one section of giving back. So the year go by, I hit my anniversary. Things are going great. I finished my time at the treatment center. It's my time to go. So I start staying at the shop at the warehouse, full of shingles, dirt bikes, and there's my cot. I stayed there for 2 or 3 months, jacked money away. And I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to start looking for a house. I want a place. So I start looking. And from where I'm a felon, not one single person would rent to me in the city of Columbus after I'd done spent $500 to $700 in deposit fees and background checks. For them to tell me no, I'm like, dude, you knew I was a felon and you took my money anyway. I can't tell you how many fights I almost got in over that. And I was just losing hope. And I'm like, man, this is useless. Ain't no wonder so many people just go back to what they were doing because they make it so damn hard to get ahead. Coming out of prison, coming out of rehab, they treat you like you're freaking some kind of disease. Because we do. It is a certified disease of addiction. Gosh, John, I told you I get excited. So I was like, I don't know what to do. But I kept making the right decisions. Here's some of the little tricks that I found that I do to this day that I've been doing for well over a year now. As I took something away from my classes, every single morning, no matter what, I write a page full of gratefuls. Everything I'm grateful for, even if it ain't happened yet. I write it down, man, I'm grateful for being my family's first millionaire, which is coming. And I do that every morning. I write 10 affirmations. I give myself permission to be wealthy. I'm going to be the most successful person in my timeline. I enjoy all the speaking gigs I have, etc. Whatever your personal affirmations are. The law of attraction. Firm believer in the law of attraction. I'll throw in one more little one. At night, I know you can't do this now, but when you do get the chance, they have these nightly affirmations that you play when you're sleeping for your subconscious mind. Now, remind you folks, what we're doing is rewiring ourselves. We are this piece of equipment who has a circuit out over here to where we can't have one beer. We can't have, party at all because we're going to completely destroy our lives. But we can be rewired, and it's possible. And that's what it takes. It takes taking that old you and dying. That's why I refuse for someone to call me Mike Bender. I would get someone's ass for calling me Mike Bender. Dude, I'm like, Mike Bender's dead. That dude's dead. He don't exist no more. Everything I'm telling you leads to where I'm at right now. And I'm telling you this, nothing that I've tried when it comes to mind-altering substances, and I've tried them all, compares to how I feel right now. Compares to the constant happiness and joy, everything you touch and turn into gold. Shit that no one can come in and stomp you out on because you know what? I got to that point where I don't give a shit what anyone says or thinks of me. It does not matter. Zero matters what anyone else thinks of you. It's all about you and your self-love. And if we don't self-love, we're going to go right back to where we were. If we don't give ourselves permission, we're going to go right back to where we were. And we might never come back. You know, one thing I did see when I was in treatment, I seen a lot of people coming in and a lot of people going out and coming back and going out and coming back. And then they say, you know what? Don't worry about it. Relapse was a part of recovery. I'm like, okay. And then I just pictured myself smoking crack again. I'm like, fuck that. 2 times. That deserved it. Not me. And I can proudly say that I got 0 hiccups, 0 relapses because of one thing. I gave it all to God. I said, dude, I can't do this. I can't deal with all these people. He's like, I got you. All you got to do is be your anointed self. Be your anointed self. Be your anointed self, your anointed self. That is being yourself. That will give you more blessings than anything in the world. It's not me coming up here trying to be someone else, trying to throw on some little act. You're getting the real Michael Lee. The tears, the doubts, the victories. And that's what I concentrate on. I do not give a damn about my failures because they were all learning lessons. Again, big loop. If I had to do it all over again to save someone else's life, game on. But I don't have to do that no more because I spent half of my life learning how to spend the second half of my life. Now I got 50 good years that I can contribute to humanity, that I can save someone from sleeping on the corner. If I could adopt every homeless person on this freaking city, I would. If I had a place to put them. I adopted a couple up there by me. But you'd really be surprised, probably not, how many people are really satisfied where they're at. Satisfied flying a sign, living behind the freaking Kroger's. You know, you offer him a job. Come on, man. I'd had a guy, Tim, took him in because my main goal was to show Tim what you can do. So I brought him back. I said, hey, man, will you come over here and wax my truck? And he goes over there waxing. And he's like, man, wow, nice Harley, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I was smoking crack 1.5 years ago. What? Yeah, buddy. And I showed him what being where he is exactly at, living behind the wall on South High Street, to where I'm at in 1.5 years. I said, you ready for your shot, Tim? Are you ready? Well, I got to get some shit together. I said, you ain't got to get nothing together, bro. Either you want it or you don't. I mean, how much more motivation do you need? And he still wouldn't take no help. But this is where I learned when you're trying to help other people and you get to that point in life, sometimes, just like me, sometimes you just gotta, if they're not for you, they're against you. If they're not for recovery, they gotta go. If they're using and you're not teaching them, you got no business being around them. It's just that simple. I was given the test. I finally got accepted back into my circle because I had proven myself. But everyone's drinking. I'm the only one sober. Everyone's tore down. Man, you want to drink? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. And then there became a point to where I started being more successful than these people. And I got the daddy shoes on. I'm walking into the party at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to work and I'm like, ha, you loser motherfuckers, man. And go to work. The tides do shift. Man, I'm telling you, there's so much hope and potential in here, man. I just pray to God that every one of you takes what I say serious, because there ain't no amount of money that can pay for what I'm giving to you. I paid this with blood, sweat, tears in my life. For 37 years of my life, it took me to learn this. A lot of people see you and they're like, oh, well, you never went through nothing. You never see me go through the hard times. You didn't see me, running from the mob in Florida with nowhere to go, eating out of trash cans, almost getting beat up and stabbed with a railroad spike in Nashville. Those times, dude, being so hungry and lonely that you just sit there and cry and you got no one to fucking talk to, no one to call, nowhere to go. They don't see that time. All they see is the polished you. And that's okay, because I want you to see the polished me, because I can tell you the dumb shit I did. But what I can't do is show you something that I'm not. And I'm showing you something that I am at this very moment. So Joey wants to go to some conference in Dallas. Joey has invested a lot in me. I'm telling you, you need a Joey. First thing you need to do is find someone who will invest in you. Because we can't, I just hate to say can't, but my God, it's so hard, damn near impossible to make it on your own. I've tried. And unless you can win someone over, you're really going to have a fight on your hands. That's why I suggest really find you one person who believes in you. And when you get your chance, run like Carl Lewis. Do the best you can. Don't look back. So we go to this conference in Dallas. Man, banging. Nothing. This is where I found all my roofing buddies. Jason Neems, Davey Cox. 6, 8, 9-figure men were just in the same shoes I'm in. And I'm like, oh, I'm coming. I'm on your heels, buddy. And that's when that burning desire really kicked in. I'm like, man, I want to see what my potential is. What can you do, Michael Lee? What really can you do? And we're in the process of finding out. So I make good connections there, meet all my buddies. I go back to selling roofs for a while. This is this year that this happened. This is where dreams truly manifest. By the way, from May until January, I made $60,000. Coming out of sober living until January, $60,000 selling roofs. From having nothing to $60,000, all from decisions, all from a burning desire, all from saying, you know what, I refuse to quit. I refuse to quit. You're going to have to take my life before I ever do another drug, before I ever do some dumb shit. Now I think stuff through. Now I think of other people's feelings. I put myself in other people's shoes. I have compassion. I have heart. I care about people. I give without thinking about it because I know it's going to be replaced tenfold. So we go to this conference, and I'm getting to this point now, and I'm like, man, I really want to speak, dude. I want to get on stage. How do I do that? Joey's like, hey, we're going to Dayton to a mastermind conference. I'm like, man, this is busy season for roofs. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go, bro. We got roofs to sell. He's like, God's telling me there's someone there that we need to meet. We're going. He paid $700 for my ticket for this 2-day event. Things are going real good for you. They're going real good. And you're like, man, I'm on fire. And something bad happens out of nowhere. Just keep in mind, the devil will try to stop you. And that's a good way to find out if you're doing something good, is if something bad happens. You're like, oh, but I didn't know this at the time. So I'm getting ready before the event. I want to dress the part. I'm going there to sell myself. I'm there to sell my testimony, my story. So I want them to see the best version of Michael Lee they can see. I go to get my hair cut the day before. My barber, who's cut my hair at least 12 times, is tore up on the job. I know he's intoxicated. He's been back there sipping the whiskey. And he decides to put a part right here in the side of my head, a deep, deep part, no fixing it. And I'm like, I'm having a melt. I swear to you, true story. I'm having a meltdown. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Pivot. I've said pivot 3 times or 4 times yet. I pivoted. I was like, okay, how can I fix this? It wasn't, oh, I'm going to go use, oh, I'm going to go drink because that old me's dead. I've replaced it with these new problem-solving techniques. What am I going to do? Can you take a wild guess what I did? Dude, I went as the entrepreneur who wears baggy clothes and a hoodie and a flat bill who don't care what people think. Like a skater, I rolled up in that and fucking nailed it. Nailed it, I swear to you. Come on now, let's go. Joey's like, Michael, you look like you've already made it. I said, I feel like I've already made it. Because what I'm about to give you is the icing on the cake. You can say it all day long, but this is the most important part of my whole damn speech. If you don't feel it, if you don't believe it, if you don't act like it, if you don't dress like it, if you don't talk like it, then you're not going to be it. You have to voice these into existence because your subconscious brain is the true shot caller. Those thoughts you have in your head. You know what the most important decision is? Can anyone take a guess? Decisions you make in the dark when no one's looking. I tell you folks, when I moved in, and I get this, when I moved into my new house, my very first house in 50 years that no one could ever throw me out of, I'm cleaning the garage. I'm telling you, the devil don't stop. Can anyone take a wild guess what I found? Exactly. I found a big old crack pipe right in the freaking windowsill. You know what I did? I was like, chunked it. No one around. I was so proud of myself. And it's those victory sandwiches you have to have, bro. Or the old you's going to be like, see, I told you you wasn't going to do it, motherfucker. I told you. I told you. But if you pack up these small victory sandwiches, it defeats that voice. If something seems super hard, man, it's hard to cry not to say this. If something seems super hard, that means it's got all the importance in the world. And I know it's hard right now. And my golly, if I could take this away from you guys, I would. But this is where you're going to get your strength. This is where your foundation's coming in. All my guys out there, all my female construction workers, you know, you can't build something on shaky fucking ground or the nice little fucking push. You got to start from scratch. And if I'm correct, that's what we've done our whole lives as addicts. Shaky ground, oh, I'm doing good now. I got a job, I can drink beer. Crash, DUI, jail. Fuck that, man. 4 times. Not bad. I said it 10 last time. Come on, man. Let's give your guys a round of applause. Let's go. For sure. Beast mode. Believing in yourself. So we go to this conference. 30 seconds in, first person I meet, he walks up, he goes, man, you look like you got a story to tell. I'm like, I actually do, and I got a flyer. I hand him a flyer. From the streets to the stages. That's my tour I'm doing this summer. He's like, I love it. I'm like, what do you do for a living? He's like, I promote public speakers. Interesting. He goes, would you be interested in maybe going to school and polishing up on your skills? I said, I would be. So now I am enrolled in becoming the better speaker out of Kansas City. That involves, I get on 8 national stages across the United States. I get one-on-one coaching from some of the top speakers across this nation. And this led to this opportunity. And just gets better and better. In the beginning, I said international speaker, right? So 2 weeks ago, month ago, I met this guy named Sajad Anwar. He is friends with my speaking coaches. I done vetted him. I vet anybody new on Facebook I meet. I've checked out. Super duper guy, reliable. We become friends. He's like, hey, I'm going to be in America. Can I come stay with you? Man, come on, bro. I hosted this cat from Pakistan for a week. At the end of that week, via Zoom, my very first speaking event, I got to speak in front of 1,000 people in Pakistan and tell them how good Jesus was to me and how God changed my life, how he took something that everyone just threw in the trash and thought was a piece of shit and would never make nothing of themselves, that couldn't be trusted, and made him into something where there ain't nothing outside my limits, buddy. I took the wall of limitless off around me. And this is where it leads to where What's your, if you were going to say one goal, what do you want to do when you leave out of here? That's important. Come on, man. Let's shoot higher than that, man. That's easy shit. What else? You want your own business? You want to be a public speaker? You want a freaking McLaren? What do you want? Take a McLaren. All right, then. Tonight, when you go back to your bed, if you want that, I guarantee you, if you start writing, I love my new McLaren. I love my new McLaren. And do that for a year. See where you're at, my friend. And when you do get that McLaren, you got to let me know you got it. For sure. What about you? All right. All right. Nice. Nice. What about you? What kind of business? I do. Nice. You see, this is the first step. We ain't got enough time to go around to everyone in the room, but that's the first step. I had to decide what I wanted. Without any direction, without any goals, without any desire, you're just gonna spin your wheels. Me, I wanna help people. I love being on camera, and I love being in front of a bunch of people. I love speaking. I love polishing my skill. I love changing lives. I love giving this away. This is the best gift I've ever gotten my entire life, and I get to give it to everybody who will listen. And if I was just some yuppie who was just a weekend warrior, yeah, I can understand you saying, I don't believe you, dude, but I was a solid, devoted crackhead. I was in it to win it. I was that guy. And I wasn't scared because I knew I could survive. I knew I could put food in my belly. I didn't need a house. I didn't need no one to trust me. I didn't need anybody, so I thought. And that's just the addiction, man. The addiction, the devil whispers louder than God sometimes. And that's where us being rewired, us being reborn. I know the difference between my thoughts and crazy ass thoughts. Crazy ass thoughts come through and you're like, what is that? I know that's not a me. The old me would be like, oh, dude, you're such a piece of shit for thinking that. The new me knows that's not you, bro. That's the old you. That's the old way trying to get to you. This is the new you. You're so free. What I'm preaching is freedom. Freedom from something, dude, we've been chained to our whole damn life. I get to drive down here in a nice-ass truck that my buddy provides for me for work. $70,000 truck. I got my own house that I pay $1,640 in rent for. Something I never dreamed. Having anything over $1,000 was like, oh, you're freaking out of your mind. Getting $1,000, I got a better chance hitting the lottery. And it's a reality now. My goals have changed. My paradigm's different. Man, you got potential, bro. I see it in your eyes. Any one of you need help when this is all said and done, see Mark. He's got full permission to give my contact info out because I want to see every one of you succeed. And some might say, well, the truth of the matter is they're all not going to succeed. I say, bullshit. The world I believe in believes that every single person in this room has what it takes to be where I'm at right now. If we multiplied this, if we started with something like, okay, Mr. Bender, here's your audience. You go heal these many people. If they listen to what you say, then they go heal that many people. Then they go heal that many people. Do you see the web and the ripple effect that we could have on this freaking world in this small group right here today? I do too. There's a reason that beer is $1 and nice water is $5. There's a reason that McDonald's is $1. And in order to go get some nice healthy food, you got to have a good job. There's a reason, because if you were running something and say you're my strongest warrior, but I really don't want you uprising because you could overtake me, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep you down. I'm going to keep you drunk. I'm going to keep you chasing dope all the damn time, not thinking about, not noticing how strong you are and all the freaking power you have inside of you. Real talk. Limitless, man. I'm not fucking bullshitting. I'm not smiling. It's the realest thing ever. Reach limitless. Whatever you desire, man. But it starts with those decisions we make in the dark. It starts with that desire. You know, there's no more looking down. It's when you look people in the eye because you're proud of who you are, the decisions you make. You can talk with boldness because you walk the walk and talk the talk. You're not some flake ass son of a bitch. You're the real deal. And with the real deal comes real rewards. You don't know how much this means to me to be able to give back and to see these faces. I was dead for 20 minutes at the age of 43. What I thought, was crack, was fentanyl. And as soon as I hit it, I was like, damn, screw this. It hit it again. What I learned when I was dead for 20 minutes is a whole nother topic and a whole nother story. But I learned this isn't all there is. I've learned that there is a higher power. And this is more real than what we know. And all this is a test, you guys. It's just a test. It's a test. And you know why it's hard? Because you got so much to give the world, man. Let's fucking go. And they want to keep you down. They want you in and out of here. They're going to make it hard for you to where life gets hard. That's why, you know what, man? I'm a mentor, and dude, I teach people how to deal with life on life's terms. When life lifes you, bam, bam. You learn to Mike Tyson that mother, pivot, pivot, pivot. But something you never do is pick up. Because what? That's dead. That's not an option no more. It's dead. You have to kill that version of yourself. I can't say that. I got rid of everyone that I used to deal with except for a couple. But I'm not going to. I can be friends with someone. I can be around someone using, drugging. And like I said, if I'm helping them, if I'm educating them, it don't bother me a bit, man. Because that old me is dead. This is the new me. This is the new Michael Lee. Let's get that new version of you guys. It's inside of you. I know it's hard. I know shit sucks. I know it's not going to be easy. No one likes being told what to do. No one really wants to be here, but we have to be. This is something that is a must. It's like putting mortar joints in your brick. If you don't do it, you're just going to have to start over. This is something you got to do. And I believe in everybody. And my offer stands. Anybody who is serious about taking this step and seeing it all the way through, dude, I'll make sure you make it. Every person in here. Promise. But it all depends on you. It all depends if you got that burning desire. If you can let go, just let go and let him take care of everything. Even if it doesn't seem right, you know and you trust that he's got control. And everything that he does for you has a purpose. Everything that he does for you has meaning. It's a step process. Like the Michael Lee 2 months ago, actually, I don't think Michael Lee was born then yet. That was still Michael Bender. Couldn't handle this right now. I couldn't handle everything that's going on in my life. I just wouldn't. I would mess it up. I would think that I wasn't deserving, and I would just piss it away like I did everything else. But going through the trials, the tribulations that I went through, the steps, man, I can endure it now. I can say, you know what, man? It's okay to feel this excitement. It's okay to feel this. You deserve it, man. Get it, big dog. Get it. That's what I tell myself, man. We're doing it. Follow me on social media, man. You'll see, bro. You'll see. We got 4 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? I'll answer Q&A for whatever for our last 5 minutes. Come on, man. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. So I'm in the back of the van, and the last thing I remember saying is, ain't nothing going to beat me. Next thing you know, I'm floating. It's completely dark. I'm hearing that song. They couldn't take me. They couldn't break me. They couldn't take me. No, no. And it's loud. It's loud. It's so loud that I'm like, man, where is that music coming from? I forgot all about being a human. I forgot all about being Michael Bender until that moment when I was like, the fuck? I'm dead. And then bam, that's when they brought me back to life, and I'm staring at the paramedics. I'm like, what? What? What's going on? They're like, dude, easy. I'm like, what? They're like, bro, you were dead for 20 minutes. And that took about 2 weeks to sit in, and then about a year to digest and accept. I had to accept the fact, dude, I'd done experienced something that the average human fears the most besides public speaking, and that's death, and came back. And that it was just concreted my faith, my testimony, and there's definitely life after death, bro. Because I remember being aware. I was definitely like, what's going on here? So, yeah, take that, roll with it. Anybody else? Come on, let's go, let's go. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not. Second Chance Summit, that's my company. Yes, we got sober living houses up in Columbus that, because there's that's a big problem, man. Your insurance runs out, and you only got a year now. And then you got to go out and find your own place. And to me, that is where a lot of people get caught up and trip. It's because they don't know, they got nowhere else to go, man. And I've seen it too many times of guys in my class doing great, doing great. They get out and they graduate, they go use and they die, and they never get to come back. And they were doing so good. That's what I mean, man. This might be our last chance, homeboys, homegirls. This might be our last chance. We don't know that. So that's why we started doing that. And, you know, $150 a week, utilities paid, pay your food. We got a house manager. All you got to do is just be sober. Yeah, thank you, man. Man, the only way this works is you have to see this program all the way through. It doesn't matter where you're at. It does. I mean, all these treatment centers are good. I went to detox, to inpatient treatment, to sober living. And then the independence was after that. But it was that step. And I knew if I wouldn't have put one step in, it wouldn't have lasted. And what we're shooting for, ladies and gentlemen, here is consistency. Anyone can stay sober for a week, for a month. Come on, man. Let's get some years in, man. I don't even count my time no more because it's my life now. Time means nothing. Time is just merely to give you reference on how long I've been fighting this. Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's these things. I got contacted by a person in Kenya. Now Kenya has a queen. One of my speaking coaches goes to Kenya on a regular. She sees my name on Facebook. She's like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm friends with the queen. I love your testimony. I want you to come to Kenya and speak. Folks, I got to get me a passport. That's a good problem to have, man. And opportunities are just popping like on up. That's the whole reason I'm here today, was from a speech I did last week. Folks, get your name out there. This world cannot get enough Rocky Balboa stories, rag to riches stories, zero to a freaking millionaire stories. It sells all day long. America goes crazy for it. If it's what it's about, dude, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing off limits to me now, bro. And I'm getting to help. I'm getting to give. And I just continually work on myself more and more and self-love medicate. I give myself permission to love the hell out of myself, man. I'm like, yes, I am worth it. I am. It doesn't matter. I don't give a what anyone says, man. And that took a long time for me to get to that point of comfortability with myself. But once you beat these demons down and you beat them into submission, then you realize, well, God dang, man, they've been lying to me this whole time. These son of bitches been telling me I've been a piece of shit, that I will be a drug addict my whole life because my dad was a drug addict. My mom was. I was molested. I got all the reason to drink in the world. It's all lies, bro, all whispers. And once you finally get them out of the room, it's easy to see. They just don't want you to hear it, man. You need someone like me, someone like the staff to come in and tell you, dude, they're freaking lying. Don't believe them, bro. It's my first time back to Portsmouth since I left. And it was emotional driving up that big ass hill, passing that motel. And I'm like, God, I remember riding the bus on this thing, man. For sure. I remember the meetings all around here. Man, you guys got this, man. You got this. And I'm leaving a resource with you. My word is gold. And you realize that when we get to that point, not only is your life looking good, but it shows. You ain't got to say nothing, bro. People will be able to look at you and be like, damn, you killing it, dude. Yeah, thank you. You won't have to say a word. So when I say you got resources, that I'm here for you, you have my flipping word. And I pray to God that what I said to you today falls on ears that will hear and eyes that see. And let's freaking get it. Let's get it. All right? All right?